Welcome to Latte Everything. Dance like robots, don't know how the song goes because it's free.
It's free.
Royalty
It's instrumental.
free.
This goes on for an hour and 28 minutes.
Oh.
So he probably just keeps picking up a little bit more.
Get
like that.
down. Yeah.
Let me fast forward it and see if anything more fun happens later.
The all-new Google Pixel 6.
Great.
Oh, that's a good one.
Love that piece. Hey, careful. This is
Really
that might
picks
be
up
copywritten. Yeah, right.
That's probably where the keyboardist had to take a little break. Had to stretch out the fingies. Right.
When I was, you were like doing something. I think you were saving your last file, but I was looking for ads for copyright free music, and one of the ads that played was an ad for A&W. Did you hear that?
No.
And it was like the new A&W cappuccino or whatever, and it's like the commercial is like these two like Canadian it's classic Canadian men that are like, oh, I've never tasted any coffee from A&W before. It's just the most Canadian fucking commercial ever.
What's this fancy coffee? A cappuccino. A cappuccino.
Yeah. You want to hear some really fun news? Is that I did my laundry. The end.
Congratulations.
Yeah. No, I did my laundry, but I didn't want to travel all the way down to the basement this morning to get like my clothes and pull them back upstairs because I'm having a bad ankle day. So I'm like, fuck, what am I going to wear to record? And then I opened up my bottom dresser drawer that I just never look in. And there was like, I didn't find the Doughboys shirt.
Oh my god, I just got really excited for you. Shoot.
But it was a whole dresser that I forgot had anything in it. So there's like 25 shirts in there that I haven't been wearing.
I like this one that you're wearing, Lake Life.
I like this one too. Tom.
Very cute.
But the Doughboys one ceases to be found.
Well, I have real big news for you.
Oh my god.
I have finished 2 whole books since January
I thought you were
1st.
going to say episodes of Doughboys.
No.
What
I
books?
read books.
You like
I'm not a
actually
book
read
reader. Yeah. Yes, I actually read them. It wasn't an audiobook. No,
I can't.
actually read them.
My eyes twitch too much for me to focus.
Well, my problem is when I read, I get really tired and I will doze off. I have to take a nap. So that's always been my problem reading, even as a kid.
Read?
I read a novel called The Forest of Vanishing Stars, an uplifting tale of Holocaust survivors in the forest.
That sounds really funny, actually.
And,
it's
it was
book,
hilarious. Yeah. #1 on the comedy charts. And then I just finished His and Hers. It was like a mystery thriller with a couple twists in the end. I actually highly recommend if you're not a big reader, because the chapters are like 3 pages. It's like his point of view, her point of view, his point of view, her point of view.
I would need the font to be really big so that my eyes can focus on it and not twitch around.
Yeah. So that's my big news. I feel like really smart and accomplished.
That's very good news.
No.
I'm very proud of you. I just blew your mind with some information but then it turned out to not be true. But should we even is it
what
mean
was
to
the
talk
information
about
you blew?
About Betsy Sidaro.
Okay, well, we need to be real careful.
Yeah.
Okay, so I started watching the other 2 on HBO because Colin and Nick, Best Supporting Podcast, go and subscribe. They've been talking about it, how they both love it, and how there's 2 seasons of it, but not a lot of people talk about it.
And it's a Lauren Michaels production.
And
it's just not
Molly
getting any
Shannon
recognition. Molly Shannon's
is in it. And there's a bunch of different people kind of pop up
on Rotten Tomatoes, but
it is so funny. I think the first episode might be like 40 minutes, but the rest of them are 21, 25-minute episodes.
The guest stars in it are so good. And the guy, I think his name is Ken Shapiro. That may be wrong. But it's the lead guy from that show about catering. Party Down?
No idea. Okay.
Oh, you would love that show.
All right.
It has
Party
Jane
Down,
Lynch in it, which is I feel like she's a little polarizing, but it's her and why can't I think of anyone's fucking names? Adam, Leslie's husband on Parks and Rec.
Not Driver.
No.
Ben,
Adam
Driver's that ugly dude that everyone thinks is hot.
He's hot. He's ugly hot. That's Colin's favorite thing.
No, Colin likes monkey ugly.
His name is Ken Marino is this guy's name, but Adam Scott is
there.
Lizzie Kaplan is in it. She's the goth girl in Mean Girls.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
seem
listen,
really
go and
excited,
watch
but anyway,
HBO,
he's
the
in
other
it.
two.
It's
So
awesome.
funny.
Yeah.
And
But Drew Tarver, who plays like the main
the brother.
guy, the brother,
Right.
I went down this whole rabbit hole one day because there's an actress named Betsy Sidaro who's always on Doughboys. And I was just looking up to see if she was in a relationship with anyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
As
Drew
one does. It's like 12:39 at night. And you're like, what do I, you know?
Oh yeah, no, this is more of a like
sleep.
3:30 a.m.
Oh,
wake
okay,
up
gotcha.
for me. So
Sure.
I'm looking at this and I see Drew Tarver, who I knew from the show Love, because everyone in the
Everyone
world
is on the
is in
show
that
Love.
show. But he plays Paul Rudd's brother in it. He's in like 3 episodes at the end.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, they're together? And it just didn't seem like a match, really?
Yeah. And then I said to you,
And-
I'm like, oh, I just assumed. I mean, he plays a gay character on the other
Right.
two, but I just assumed he was gay. And I was like, God,
Yeah.
he is so cute. Like, I'm in love with him.
Yeah, but then I saw something like saying like Betsy Sidaro proposed to in Italy by her longtime boyfriend, Drew Tarver. And there's a
Yeah.
picture of them like smooching. And I was like, I just don't feel like that, or that would have been bigger news, or they'd maybe mention it.
Yeah.
So then I listened to a bunch of Betsy Sidaro episodes of Doughboys, and she does say his name a lot. And they kind of reference it as if they're dating, but after much more investigation, he is gay. He came out as bisexual at one point, but he did this whole interview about what it's like to be playing this gay character, and it seems like he's just, I mean, who cares? But anyway, they're not together. I think it's just somebody wrote this crazy article, and then
Okay.
now it's just like lore.
It's an ongoing kind of gag.
But I told you, you were like, what?
Oh, I was
That my
feverishly
yeah.
typing. I'm like, oh my God, wait, what? He's married to a woman? Like, it broke my heart because I felt like it should have been me, even
Yeah,
though
it
I've been
was just-
married for
It's
almost
just
20
an
years.
interesting match.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So everyone, yeah, check
love
out
him.
the other two. He's
He's just got
it's a good
this,
show.
like, handsome but cute face.
Yeah,
It's not like
Like,
a hot,
non-threatening.
sexy face. Yeah. Oh, it's just
and
so
he is
good.
very, very funny.
The roommate, oh, he's dreamy. Not my
Oh,
type,
yeah.
but super sexy.
And the sister, I think, looks like a younger Wendy McClendon Covey, where she's like beautiful, but also she is very, very funny. Mm-hmm. Like, hilarious.
I think she looks like a, actually more beautiful Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I'm just saying Wendy,
Like a-
but
Okay.
Beck Bennett in like the first episode.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, but Molly Shannon.
Cannot highly recommend enough.
Yeah, you guys will love it.
Along with Sex Lives of College Girls.
Okay,
And remember, first episode, first 20 minutes, you're going to be like, this show sucks. I hate this.
Can I just scroll
Terrible.
to 20 minutes in?
No, because you the whole reason they do it is because you need to know the parents, kind of.
Okay.
It's
Well,
just the
we
parents dropping them off, but you have to watch it. And then after that, you'll be sucked in. Great
Okay.
show.
We just finished recording an episode of Y'all.
Netflix
Netflix's
You.
Y'all. And I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah.
So check it out. It's
Yeah.
on TRP, I think.
That's why we
now,
were like,
possibly.
we binged this. We watched all 3 seasons. And by the end, we're like, this is the worst writing ever.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, love. I see you, love, in me. It's
Yeah.
very that anyway. So guys,
A
go check
baby
that out.
girl. I'll be the father I never was. Love. You. There. Our baby. She'll never leave me like you, love. Pause, pause, pause.
God, yeah, the pause. It's really the whole show is just. If you could edit out the silence, I think the show would be like 14 minutes long.
Uh-huh. But listen, we binged all 3 seasons and loved
We
it.
did. It's addictive.
Yeah.
It's an easy watch, easy breezy.
Sure. Yeah.
What do you wanna
Okay,
talk
so
about first?
let's get into Yellowjackets a little bit.
Okay, honestly, I finished it. I binged it in 2 days, and that was maybe a week ago. I've
Okay.
pretty much forgotten everything now.
Okay, well, I'm
One
going
of
to
the shows
highly
that left my
recommend
mind.
you dive into Reddit because I'm going to sound so old, but the message boards on
Yeah.
Reddit, the threads, whatever, are so wild. I mean, people have started just going frame by frame, almost like in Lost, in
Yeah.
analyzing every single thing. Now, the tough part about that is the more things they find, they're finding mistakes in the writing or they're producing, like certain references that they
Okay.
bring up don't match up with it being
timeline?
1996 or
Gotcha.
whatever.
Okay.
And then the writers or directors, producers have to like try to explain it away, but they can't mislead you, but they also won't admit like, yeah, we just fucked up. That was just like a stupid mistake.
So they're like retconning it? There's a lot of retconning done?
Retconning? What does that mean?
Retconning
Reckoning?
is like, no, retconning. It's like when you establish something in maybe episode 6, but then you kind of have to fix it next season because now there's a new actress, or like, you know, you find out
I think they're
somebody
just
has
going to
a brother.
forget it. Like,
Okay,
for
they're just-
example,
don't worry
I know
about
the
that.
most popular one is that in Jackie's diary, she references some concert or some song that came out,
Okay.
but she would have been dead before that song came out. So
these
then
are
people are like,
things that,
oh my
like-
God, she didn't really die.
Oh, but this is somebody's job to, like, that's your
Exactly.
one job, is to look
And
up a date for that song.
I have said the music and stuff does not line up year-wise to 1993.
Interesting. Okay. 6, I thought.
Or, okay, yeah, sorry,
1996.
1996, yeah. A lot of the things don't line up. But anyway, if you go and dive into that, there are so many different theories on what is going on in like this cult, because at the end of the finale, Nat is kidnapped by 3 people who come barging in.
Right.
And they're wearing like light purple. They look like they're in a cult. And I'm thinking so purple is opposite of yellow on the color wheel. So I think that's symbolic.
Oh,
This is
actually,
gonna
that
like,
might
you
be
get really,
symbolic.
Yeah.
Or that might just be so, like, totally random.
yeah, it could be. Well, they're saying Lottie is the cult leader. And maybe
Right.
she's still on we're just calling it the island, whatever. Still in the wilderness. And that Ty is
Which one's Ty?
not really. She's like the wannabe senator or whatever.
Okay.
Who killed the dog.
Yeah.
Were you totally traumatized by that? Were you
No, not really.
traumatized and
No,
terrorized?
No, you know what bothers me is if an animal dies and they make like a sound. If it's they're already dead, it doesn't bother me as much. It's more if I hear like a
okay.
dog like making like a cry sound. Then I like
Okay.
I want to like die.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what?
But you know how
interesting.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Just quickly. When I first, because I know you're like this too. When you're watching a show, I'm Wikipediaing everything, looking at the cast and stuff. And I was a little annoyed that at first, because the cast, it'll say that like playing older Natalie and playing younger Natalie. So I was under the assumption like, oh shit, like if there is no older version, then this person probably dies. But
That was
since
another
it's
thing people brought up, because there was no older Jackie. It just said Jackie.
Right, but we don't. Yeah, who do you think that dies at the beginning? That falls into that pit?
Oh, there's all this talk about it. And then people were tracking, because the person who falls into the pit was wearing pink Converse, and people were tracking who's wearing the pink Converse.
And the necklace. The necklace is making its rounds.
Right. The necklace has been handed around, so have the shoes, and a lot of the clothing too. And a lot of people thought maybe it was like Javi getting pushed in and his hair grew out or something, because Javi was wearing the pink shoes at one point.
Oh,
Christine
really?
Christine on Sister Wives was wearing pink Converse at one episode.
I know. I
And
know
it, like,
exactly
triggered,
what
like,
episode it is. But she had a really cute, like, the sweater she had. There was that stripy, like, knitted sweater.
Yeah. I don't
And
know.
it matched. I remember.
Maybe is it Mari? Is that her name?
Yeah. Mari.
Maybe her.
Sure. Okay.
And now there's a whole theory that we're just assuming they became cannibals, but they never really said that. So maybe
No,
they were just like draining the
do.
blood. Do we really see them eat the meat from a person? We don't. We see them
Oh, I
draining
guess
the
we
blood.
don't. It's just deer at this point, right? In animals. I
Bear.
think. Bear. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know. I mean, the whole thing was really creepy. Where I started going like, oh no, I don't know if I like this, was the whole orgy thing with Travis.
Yeah. Well, they were on
Where is
mushrooms.
this going now?
But I don't know if mushrooms, like, dude, does that to you. But I mean, they are going a little crazy. I also thought it was weird, but then I kind of think, no, girls probably would do this. Is that they're like all changing their clothes and like curling their hair and putting on makeup every day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, would you do that? But girls, I think, would, especially high school age, because you don't like.
Right.
They haven't established a lifestyle like me where I just really don't give a shit. But
Yeah.
the one thing that really I noticed is what's the main girl's name? The one the fat ass, the huge fat one.
Oh,
You know,
Melanie Linsky, Shauna.
Shauna.
We're
Young
joking,
Shauna?
by the way, you guys.
We're obviously
She's like
joking.
totally normal body, but everyone's like, yeah. she could never land herself a husband and a kid. Look at her, porker.
It's like I
Jesus.
guarantee, like every
gorgeous.
I remember when Megan Mullally was on Will and Grace. She was doing her rounds like on Ellen, and every interview. The only discussion was how she's plus size. I'm like, she's not fucking plus size.
Teeny. She is.
Will and Grace, she's a little heavier,
thing.
like more like
she's boobs,
baby fat. Yeah, and she's younger.
God,
it's so annoying. But anyway, Shauna as a teenager, I noticed that she never took her earrings off. I'm like, that'd be the first fucking thing I'd take off. She's wearing like these hoop earrings the whole time.
Oh, hoops.
They're like little, and not big hoops, but like little hoops where like if you were laying on your side, they would like.
Now I'm thinking Flavor
Flav. But if you were sleeping on these earrings, they would like stab you,
My mom sleeps in her hoops, in her gold hoops.
I could never sleep in jewelry. Do you sleep with your wedding ring on? I could never.
I don't. No, I take off all my jewelry.
Right. I mean, I don't have a wedding ring, but...
Oh, look at it. I still
imagine.
have it off. I forgot to put it back on this morning.
Okay.
No, I don't, because I take it off. I don't shower or sleep.
Yeah,
I take off all my jewelry, and then I put it back on after I shower and stuff.
Also, you're so teeny that when you wash your hands, you don't want it to fall down the drain.
I don't want
Carrie.
to go down the drain. That was the weirdest freaking thing, but we'll get to that in a minute.
We're going to get to just like that.
Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, I think the first thing that would happen, actually, you saying that after a plane crash, you coming up with new nicknames for each other, like Hoops. You'd be Hoops.
Yeah. You'd have like a tribal name. Yeah.
Or like Yellow. You're wearing a yellow shirt right now.
Oh my God, I didn't even mean to do this because it's a new it's a shirt that I haven't worn in months.
I mean, think about that too. Okay, well, you used to do like I was going to say camp counselor stuff, but whatever.
I did,
like,
I have. Yeah.
I remember when I was a camp counselor, we had like the first week or so, and it's like 200 or 300 kids, and you just be like, "Hey, blue shirt." Like, I mean, that's just their name for the rest of camp is blue shirt, right?
Glasses
or like, oh God, that brings. I don't know why that just brought back a memory. So, do you know Wiener Circle? Have you ever heard of Wiener Circle?
No, but it sounds like something I should like.
Oh, it's in Chicago. Oh no. It is like
a bunch of guys
the most
standing
terrifying
around jerking
place.
off.
Oh yeah, I would go there all the time. I
take the kids.
Loved Wiener Circle.
Like that's why I have a hard out in a couple hours because we're all heading over to Wiener Circle.
Oh yeah, it's like the Zagat's guide. Like you gotta go. No, Wiener Circle. It's like a hot dog stand or whatever. It's in.
That's funny. So it's a funny
in the city. But the whole thing about it is you go there and they. Not in an Ed DeBevick's kind of way. Like they're mean. Like they will roast you. So it's terrifying. Purpose. Yes.
Okay.
So
I would hope that a rule is that they're not allowed to call women fat, though. I would hope that that's a rule.
I don't know about that one. I mean, it is definitely like you feel like you're going to the Seinfeld soup Nazi. Like, I mean, I've never felt more nervous ordering anything in my life. You want them to like you, okay? You don't want to mess up the order. You don't want to have them question you.
This is pretty much how I
look it up. Look up Wiener Circle.
Okay, Wiener.
Anyway. One time I went there and there was a group of people. I don't even remember who I was there with.
It's actually called the Wiener's Circle. So it's not as porny as you're making it sound.
Okay, well, I just say Wiener Circle.
Well, it's the Wiener's Circle.
Okay, thanks, Canada. So, anyway.
What does that have to do with me being Canadian?
Go ahead, proceed.
I looked up because Jersey Mike's, back to Jersey Mike's. I was looking up to see if we had any good I looked up Italian sub on like Uber Eats yesterday, and I just got hit with about 25 different Subway sandwich restaurants. We don't have anything here.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, I know.
Well, anyway,
so we don't have,
Wiener Circle, this could be
yeah.
very anticlimactic, but the guy in front of me had glasses. Just a normal, good-looking guy with glasses.
Yeah.
And the one was like, "Hey, you, Harry Potter, what you want?" And it was just like, I don't know if it was just like in the moment, and I could feel his entire being just break into a million pieces
That is
and want
so
to die on the
sad.
spot.
I don't like
And
that.
this
But
is like
they're supposed
everyone's
to do
out
that.
after the bars, you know, like,
Right.
yeah, you Harry
But
Potter, what
they
you
are
want.
supposed to do that. That's like the kink of the rest.
Well, they're just like known for doing that. I'm sure if
Okay.
you look it up, you'll see that. But it's terrifying. But that is your fear. At least mine was going there. Like, obviously, she's going to call me fat because I'm ordering something to eat.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hot dog, too.
But I mean, she was like fresh off that Harry Potter joke, so like I eked through there.
Where people
with no
like
insult
laugh? Like, do
whatsoever.
people
Thank God.
laugh?
Oh yes, like you're waiting as you're eating and like waiting for your stuff. You're just waiting to hear what they say about other people coming in.
Oh my god! I just clicked.
Like they're
on
making
the
fun of the
website.
girls that are drunk and boobs falling out and shit.
That's fine. I can handle that. I just don't call women fat, and probably don't comment on men's hairlines either. I feel like that's pretty. Men are really
They're fine.
Yeah,
They're
they're fine. They're men. But if you click right on the website, the first thing that comes up is just in big bold letters, "What the fuck do you want?"
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you
order
are
now.
putting them out. Like, I'm so
I like
sorry
that.
that I have to ask you for food. Ugh.
Well,
Anyway, don't know where we're going with that. Oh yeah, nicknames. So, yes, on Yellowjackets, I think first of all, Melanie Linsky is for me the star of the show, along with Juliette Lewis.
Yeah.
Amazing. Young Nat does a really good job of capturing the spirit. The only thing that bugs me with her is that her bleach blonde hair has zero roots. They've been there for, I don't know, however many months.
it does.
Well,
It
at
has,
least
like-
in a couple episodes, there was nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but she is good. She does capture Juliette Lewis essence really well.
I still don't understand the plane crash with Laura Lee and the teddy bear that catches on fire. And then is she sacrificed to the lake?
Yeah, like I think that's where it went wrong and Lost. So I've heard is when they
Yes.
started getting into that paranormal shit. Because I did
Yes.
watch the whole first season of Lost, and I was so excited for it to
Oh,
come
I
back.
watched everything.
And well, then when the second season came back, the first episode was about them like having to push that button over and over, and I was like, I could have just watched 12 seasons of them being stuck in a deserted island. That's like interesting enough.
Yeah. Well, what happened with Lost is that everyone called it from the first episode. They're like, oh, okay, so
Right.
this is purgatory. And the writers were like, no, it's not purgatory. You guys got it all wrong. In the last episode, they were like in a church and we're like, so it was purgatory. And we're like, so what was with the snow monster and the smoke monster and the white sloth bear or whatever? And that was never explained.
Does the dog live? Well, I guess they all die.
Oh, I think, God, it's been so long.
Like nothing bad happens to the dog, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. That doesn't really make
I don't
sense that a
think
dog
so.
would survive a plane crash, though. But, anyway.
But this is where, yeah, I'm starting to get a little like, oh God, is this going to go into that territory of the
Yeah.
paranormal stuff? And really, the season finale, I think Nick and Colin were talking about this too. It was a little disappointing to me.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to hop on with exactly what Nick was saying. I think I might have said this last episode of Love to Hate Everything, but we record 25 episodes a week,
Yeah.
so forgive me if I'm repeating myself. I agree with Nick that I wanted at least something to be
Yeah.
given. Like one plot point to be not even resolved, but or at least
Right. Give us
or at
like
least
an
some kind
amuse
of-
bouche, just a taste.
amuse-bouche.
Something.
Some just twist even. But there wasn't really any twist other than Juliette Lewis being kidnapped.
Well, give
And then
us
the
like
cigarette thing.
one answer to something. You can leave us with 100 different
Yeah.
questions, but just give us something.
Like I think that we should have figured out who died, and because like if you open a season, it's Chekhov's gun.
Right.
You open with this, you're not going to show us. It seems like unfair almost because it almost seems like they probably would have, but then they got a second season, so they're like, well, we're not going to tell them who that was.
Well,
until
and that's
season
what I
4.
think the problem is because, as I believe Colin said, Melanie Linsky said she wasn't going to sign up to do the show unless she knew what the final direction was going to be.
Oh, good.
And I think they said there's going to be, what was it, 3 seasons? 4?
That's fine. 4 is a nice sweet spot.
Yeah, I just am really worried that they're just dragging it out just to drag
Yeah.
it out to those
Like,
seasons.
they had a story.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh shit! Now we need to." It's exactly what How I Met Your Mother. What happened
And
with them.
Lost.
And a lot of even Friends too. I'm sure.
Right. So,
you know where I realized that Friends jumped the shark is there, and it's the funny thing is that the plot line has to do with sharks. It's that Chandler's like working out of town. I forget where, like Oklahoma or something, but he like has to work there like during the week, and then he comes back to New York twice a week. And Monica surprise visits him in his hotel room, and he's jerking off. Well, he's not like jerking out, but he's like he has porn on, and as she walks in, he does the Last Channel thing, and it's like a show about sharks, like on the Discovery Channel. And then the plot of that episode was Monica being concerned that Chandler jerks off to sharks, and it's some weird kink of his. And I was literally like, the show has actually jumped the shark. Because wouldn't you know, like, if you walked in and Chandler like has his pants down, and that happened, and you caught Dave doing that, wouldn't you be like, oh, well, clearly he scrambled to change the channel.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Right. Yeah, he's jerking. Oh, God. Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad.
Anyway, so that's
needless to say, I'll still be watching the rest of Yellowjackets, but I really hope in those first maybe 2 episodes they give us something. Because you're going to lose people if you just keep stringing out.
Yeah, I'm going to start forgetting. Also, there's so many plot lines that have been opened and then not touched that I've forgotten most of it. This is going to be the kind of thing where I'm going to have to rewatch the whole season before it comes back, because I'm going to have forgotten everything. The
biggest one being, I think the biggest question I have is that if this is the 20-something anniversary of it, was it the 25th?
Well, because they're rescued in like 1998, right?
Okay.
Because they're in the woods for 18 months.
Well, it's a 20-something anniversary. So that daughter that Shauna has with Jeff cannot be the baby that she had in the wilderness.
I was going to look up that math at one point, and then I didn't. So I'm
there's no way it can be, because she's still in high school.
Huh.
And if she would have had the baby there, they would have been 20-something.
Maybe they sacrificed the baby.
Well, then people are like, did they eat the baby?
Yeah.
Is that going too far to eat the baby? You gotta eat the baby.
That was good. That was good, Jody. I'm like legit proud of you. Bad. That is funny. No, but that is so good. Because it's like literally the exact same word, just with the M taken out.
That just spilled out of my mouth like molasses.
like molasses, just drip it out of your mouth.
You gotta eat the baby. I will be saying that to myself and chuckling only because you thought it was funny for probably the next week.
Anyone doesn't know, that's a Seinfeld reference.
Yeah, you gotta meet the baby.
Yeah, Elaine, you gotta meet the baby. And then she meets them on a different episode, and she's like, Elaine, you gotta have a baby.
Okay, shall we move on to...
Well, okay, speaking of shows... Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of shows that I won't need to rewatch before season 2, because that thing lives in my head so rent-free. Like, it, like, owns my head. I'm paying rent to it. It's all I fucking think about.
Oh, my God.
I'm obsessed with it. And I wonder... Like, so just say you're Cynthia Nixon or Kristen Davis. I think Sarah Jessica Parker is still doing really well on this show.
Sure, I agree.
So I think she's pretty much untouchable. But they're, imagine being them. And this is such a kind of, like, it's good. It's so good and bad for them because it's famously a terrible show. Everyone can't stop talking about how bad this show is. But then also everyone's watching.
Though. There are people who love the show.
But also, I feel like Cynthia Nixon is like a serious actress who has like Tony Awards. She can't watch this and be like, yeah, no, this is good. This is good.
See, that's hard for me to say because I didn't watch Sex and the City really before. I don't know her from a lot of things. So to me, whatever she's acting is what it's supposed to be.
Oh, God, no. I'm going to give you that episode.
I mean, the character is very pathetic and not at all realistic.
And needs a Xanax. Her blood pressure must be fucking like 280 over 150.
And what is she doing all day? What are these
it's
people
like, I
do
know
all day,
you were
really?
a lawyer, but like, you still, like, I know you have a
So
savings
she just
account, but-
retired, I guess. I'm guessing.
Yeah, she's going back to
retired
school
from
to
it.
be like a human rights person or something, but that storyline, I guess, got scrapped.
Well, she's just
Well,
like
I guess
friends
they're
with the teacher
painting.
now.
Yeah. But, so you're on this show, everyone, there's literal Twitter accounts there's a Twitter account called Miranda Hobbs's Wig. So, like, you're being roasted. I mean, Sarah Ramirez aside, I feel the worst for her because she's not even like
Them.
has any vested. I didn't say they or he or she.
You said
I
careful.
Sarah Ramirez.
Okay.
But they don't have a vested interest in Sex and the City. They didn't carry the show. Like, they're not an executive producer, whereas I think all the other women
Well,
are.
we're sure getting Shay rubbed down or shoved down our throats right now.
Chase.
Rubbed down? Was that like Freudian slip?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're talking about wiener circles. What are we doing here? But you're watching, so you're getting roasted every week, but also it's all anyone can talk about. Everyone is watching this show, so that's good for you. But also, like,
True.
I mean, at what point is it like too bad for your mental health? Like, you know, like
It's not good. Every week we say this is the worst yet.
Yeah, but what if we were getting shitty reviews, like some of our bad reviews, like me and Nick's email?
Some
what if that was
of them are
happening
funny though.
Oh, they're
Some of
pretty funny. But what if we got me and Nick's email 2,500
Yeah.
times a day, but we were making a shit ton of money? I mean, at what point are we like? I mean,
Oh,
I
you're
can't do
laughing
this
all the way to the
anymore.
bank. I mean, obviously
though?
people are watching it. If people are talking about it, they're watching it, like you said.
Yeah. That email
Do they
did not
really
call...
need to work for the rest of their lives? Besides Sarah Ramirez. The other ones are probably set.
God, I wonder if Sarah Ramirez is going to have like a backlash, like career-wise from this.
Oh, it's just the character is so unlikable.
And this episode doesn't help.
No. Okay, well, let's talk about that. So, Miranda is in Cincinnati, Cleveland?
No, I guess she went to Cleveland and then we didn't see anything happen
Okay,
there.
that
They're
was
just
my
back
question.
in New York now.
I'm like, because she said she was going.
You weren't going to give us that. Was Chris Noth somehow in a scene with them in Cleveland? Because, like, why did we not see that?
Okay, so that wasn't in Cleveland where she met her at that. I just
don't
assumed it was like an
think
Airbnb
so.
apartment.
Well, wouldn't she be staying with Che?
I
No,
don't
they're in
know.
New York. The timeline of this episode also is insane because Carrie's hair is going from up to down the entire time while they're at that painting thing. Did you notice that? Where's the continuity person here? Because I rewatched it. I watched these recaps. I've said this before, but she's great. Real Housewives recaps on YouTube. Does full, like, 35-minute, like, with pictures and stuff, recaps of the show. She hates. She's roasting it the whole time. But I was rewatching it, and she kept putting pictures. I'm like, Carrie's hair is just going up and down and up and down.
Yeah.
And she's painting this room with Steve. Then she's eating, like, Indian food on the street. And then she's back upstairs, and now her hair is back down. And it was just a freaking wearing heels to paint. We're going to get to the painting stuff in a second. But okay, so Miranda. I'm pretty sure they're in New York, right? Because then, like, the next day, she's at this painting thing.
True. But
And
no,
where is
because
she
then she said
going?
she's going to eat the cookies on the train back home.
Right, so she's taking a train. The subway, right?
No, I think like a choo-choo, like a train.
No, because she flies out there.
No, I thought she said she was taking a train to get to...
Did she? When she was like, I'm in a rom-com,
Okay, well-
Carrie!
Either way, it doesn't matter. It's freaking psychotic that she's going to go chase after Che because they're in love now. And she's left Steve. I mean, that's just like, okay, I guess one conversation. We're cool. It's all good. I'm leaving you. And he's like, okay.
Miranda. Okay, listen, like, again, not to bring up Heather McDonald again, but, because we have mixed opinions on her, but the most recent episode with Chris Vanjola was really fucking funny, where they were doing that his impression of Steve was,
Like, hey,
Miranda, what are we doing?
Miranda, so who are you seeing? I can't hear you. So what's the first scene? Is it her going to Che's apartment, or is it them at the restaurant where those two
I think
girls
it's them
are, like,
at the restaurant.
Okay, so they're at the restaurant, And Miranda has that line that's she's like, you look really pretty today. And Miranda's like, and you look whatever, non-binary and offensive. I'm like,
Here
my
we go.
God.
We've established this. Again, this is not real dialogue. This wouldn't be every single conversation. Someone in a relationship who is non-binary and one who identifies as female. We don't come on the pod and I'm like, hey, Amanda, it's me, Jody. Cis, hetero, female.
Well, what would like? Okay, wouldn't you have had the conversation like, what can I say about like, you're sexy or you're beautiful?
Yeah,
you look beautiful
hot.
too.
You look great. Yeah.
Or also, if they're non-binary, wouldn't that be okay if they call them beautiful?
You could call a man beautiful, or a woman beautiful.
But
we say
anyway,
paintings are beautiful. You know what she should have said? I could paint you.
I hate you. I think I hear it in my dream last night.
Ooh.
Possibly. I haven't been sleeping well.
But anyway, yeah, that would be
the craziest
exhausting.
part is these two girls come in. This would literally never happen. Can you imagine sitting in a restaurant with your significant other and Miranda's like, oh, I'm just the girlfriend, and Shay's like, whoa. Like, her reaction was so cunty. You said you loved her.
Yes.
How do you say you love someone and then now they're not at least one of your partners?
Well, not only I love you, but I love you and I want to live out loud and not have secrets. I want to be able to tell the world about our love, all this kind of shit. And then when she says, I'm just the girlfriend, her entire body was like, oh.
Then these girls are like, you fucked my friend, Javier.
I know. After someone says, I'm the girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you fucked our guy friend. And you, actually, come to think of it, you also fucked our friend Vivian. She's like, okay. That would be so... That's how no one would ever say
No one would ever do that. Never.
Even these woke-ass kids these days. Like, sorry, no.
Yeah.
Jay's getting
so that's
recognized
unbelievable.
left, right, and center, eh?
And then, again, is it Shay or Che?
I think it's Che, but there's actually a dog at daycare right now that's been there for a couple weeks whose name is Shay, and I keep calling her Shay Diaz. And that is a she.
Oh.
And no
I
one's
bet
getting
those owners are probably like, oh, shit.
Why did we name her this? Well, there's my best friend at work, other than Carling, is named Karen. And I'm like, what's it like to be named Karen? And she's like, oh, it's the best. But she spells it with an I, like K-R-I.
Oh, yeah.
So she's like, I'm like, I would just say my name is Karen with an I. And she's like, oh,
exactly.
I do.
That's how she has to introduce herself. Or just start going by Carrie, I guess. I'm Care.
Care.
Carrie.
Anyway.
Care.
Okay, so are we done with the Miranda Chase story?
Well, no, I was just going to say about Shay wanting to be authentic and out and loud and proud about her love, because she was really upset that Miranda wasn't. Why in that moment did she not say anything then?
They not say anything?
Why didn't they say anything then?
Like what?
Like, hey,
why did you...
that bothered me when you said girlfriend. What do you mean by that? Because she got mad at Miranda for not saying what her truth was, and...
Maybe she's just so icked out by just how Miranda... Like, oh no!
I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, like, I'd
it's
be like, you need to bring it down to like an 11, because you're at a 30. So Miranda takes cookies to Che's house. I'm being spontaneous. Also, this is a recycled storyline, because I'm pretty sure that there's another episode where she like trying to be spontaneous. With Steve or something like that, I think.
I mean, I wouldn't want anyone just to pop over to my house either.
Oh, no.
I mean, I'm not home. I'm not coming to my door. We talked about this before.
Yes, you hit the deck.
My doorbell rings, we hit the deck, and it's as if no one has lived in this house for 3 years. No one moves until, like, the coast is clear.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I wouldn't answer my door. I don't want to drop by a visitor.
But what if it's someone, your love? I'd be like, oh, I was writing, but Che is literally acting like there is someone in the house.
Standing in the door.
Like, she's like looking like back. They're looking back, and they're like, well, this is really awkward.
No, there's no one here.
It's kind of a bad time. Miranda's like, what? Wait, oh my god, I'm so stupid. Somebody here, isn't me? Fucking.
That didn't run through your head before you got there. oh, what if they're busy? Or what if they're not home?
And they've also made it clear that this is not going to be a normal relationship and that I'm going to be seeing other people.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
they said that
really
when Miranda, I think, first says that she loves her, like, at that Pride event that Shay was hosting hilariously.
That massive Pride rally.
It is really funny, though. She's there. Really funny. And they said, I can't give you, like, this. And Miranda's like, I don't care. As long as I can have you. I mean, being normal is,
but
like,
then
what
they
got
also
me here.
said, I'm in love with you, Miranda.
Yeah, which, well, that, I'd hate to be someone that you don't like. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I guess I don't get why Miranda is so confident that there's a future there. Because there are zero signs that there is.
Because Shay's so good at fingering her.
Right. I hate all of it.
So,
and she's like just a bumbling idiot, almost as much as Steve.
And
yet
the
she
Real
was a successful
Housewives
lawyer.
Recaps,
Sure.
YouTube girl has pointed out like weeks ago, and now it's like an inside joke with all the comments. Just teeth, because she brought up, like, she's the one that pointed out Cynthia Nixon's teeth. She's like, I can't not look at, and she said the same thing that we said. Like, I usually don't comment on people's like teeth or teeth issues or their appearance, but she's like, it's like Cynthia Nixon still hasn't figured out at age 55 how to position her mouth around her teeth. So her teeth are just very omnipresent.
Oh, okay, sure.
You'll notice it going forward.
I will, yeah. I noticed her leather backpack.
She had, like, on a bunch of different things. She was there. She was definitely going to spend the night. I just, how is that ever a good idea to pop in on, surprise your significant other who already is making you live, like, on the verge of a heart attack? This is not a good relationship. This is not good.
No, Che doesn't seem to be giving anything back to Miranda.
No.
Besides fingering. Like, she doesn't seem like she's going out of her way to reach out to her or to validate where they stand.
Now,
anyway.
So that aside, so now we're at this painting fucking thing, right? Carrie shows up in these
hold on.
insane
Not
heels.
yet. First, we have to go to Charlotte's house because Lily is having a crisis.
Just so you guys know, me and Jody are both wearing full dresses with belts and heels right now. Because that's how I just dress in my house on a Saturday.
Yeah. I wore nylons today just because I wanted to, like, dress down a little bit, but yeah.
But full, like, you know, like pantaloons underneath and everything.
Okay. It's like, oh, Jesus, where do I begin? Okay.
Also, why are you ruining Lily for us? Lily was like this cute little kid you adopted from China. Now she's the worst.
I was just going to say, I don't know what reality a teenager just barges in the room with that much drama. And I know they're dramatic. I have a pre-tween or teen, whatever.
How old was Lily supposed to be?
13. She said 13.
I feel like it's been longer than that since the show was done.
Oh, well, maybe I have it wrong, but I'm pretty sure she said 13.
Okay, she looks 19, but fine.
She's like, Mom, I can't go to the pool party because my period.
First of all, your period stops when you hit the water.
What?
It does! Have you ever, like, bled out in the water? I truly take baths all the time. I feel like it is a thing that your period stops when you hit the water. When you're in the water, it's not like there's a suction or something.
Well, maybe it is like those submarine things, those submarine helmets that people put on now and they go underwater. There's like an air pocket that forms. Both of us are Googling.
Okay, does your period stop when you are in water?
By the way, we're both 30s, 40s-ish, okay? We're like, Jesus, Charlotte, people should know this, Google.
Okay, can I swim on my period without a tampon? Yes, you can safely swim on your period. This is more about infection. I don't care about that. It said it's not going to flow, but it doesn't actually stop. Well,
okay.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean that your period just goes away. It
well,
doesn't
I
stop
think
when
as
you're in the
soon
water,
as she gets out of the water, if you're at a pool party or something,
yeah, like a whole clot might fall out.
It
happens. Sorry. So you're experiencing a reduction in flow due to the water pressure.
Oh, there we go.
see,
So
we
it is like
figured it
little
out.
submarine helmet things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vagina.
Like an air pressure bubble forms, like a suction.
Yeah, but I guess like the
like a
second you
vacuum.
get out of the water, you need to like get a towel.
That's what
under
I'm.
or something.
That's what I'm thinking. Or they're like sitting down eating hot dogs and chips by the pool, which is, by the way, like the worst pool food ever. Because chips
the most
get
bloaty.
wet. No, they
Chips
just
do
get wet.
Well, and it's also really salty, so you get bloated. But yeah, chips do get really wet.
It's just the worst poolside food ever. I mean, didn't slow me down from ever eating chips
I'm
by a
standing
pool,
next to those
but
chips.
guarding the chips and the French onion dip. Yeah. I'm just keeping the bees away, you guys.
Okay. All right, so
Tony,
this period storyline. It turns into a fucking
my God.
like, Keystone
That scene in the
Cops
bathroom
episode. Yeah.
is unbelievable. And
I feel like
by the way,
like, the music should have been like Flight of the Bumblebee or something like circusy.
like
While that montage was happening. Oh.
And Harry, please remember to take the challah out of the oven in 10 minutes.
I wonder what's going to happen. Hilarious comedy bit.
The delivery of that line, God, why so much emphasis on the wrong challah?
Why have the two of them become worse actors?
I don't know, but she goes into the bathroom, and this is just so. Were we supposed to be laughing at Charlotte? That was supposed to be funny?
No, I think this is another like we're going to be edgy and just talk about our period.
Do you want me to
Then I'll
show
have to
you?
Yeah.
And I brought this up. She's like, "More, you point towards the back, not up." I mean, I don't.
But you do.
Maybe
You
I have
aim
a
at- you
weird
aim at an
vagina,
angle.
but mine goes
you
up.
You obviously do have a weird vagina. This comes up all the time. Your
If
vagina
I pointed
doesn't,
mine
like...
towards the back, it would fly out and land behind me. It
Um,
goes up.
Lily's first position is to just
Oh.
try with her skirt on, just seated.
Sitting.
Seated.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm like, you guys have got to
to
make it somewhat more believable. Just shoot her from like the boobs up and just like show her kind of like leaning or something.
Yeah. I don't do the 1 foot on the thing. I'm doing like a
No.
almost like bow-legged squat.
Oh, come on. That's what everyone does. Maybe if
Yeah.
you're just
I'm not putting the
learning,
leg up.
you put your leg up, but what are you putting it up on?
I don't know, like the tub, but like also it, especially on your first day, your period, it hurts so much that like you don't want to like, you need to get in the most comfortable position as possible.
Yeah,
Like,
you have to squat a
cramping.
little bit. Maybe you do like a tiptoe on one while you're squatting.
Sure, but
like
my
you kind of
feet
go
are
1 foot.
my feet are almost like both feet are on the ground,
Yeah,
and I'm not
I'm
seated.
definitely not sitting on the toilet with the toilet seat down, just like
with a full skirt on, a light blue skirt.
and going in from like the side. She wasn't even going in between her legs. It was like
Seated is the
from
worst because like I almost say laying down would be a better way to do it.
Actually, it's impossible. Doesn't it like pinch things off?
Yeah,
I
because
feel
you're
it's
like
not
leaning.
even accessible.
Like that's
Okay, by the way,
it's-
if there are any men listening, they have tuned out
I don't think we have to worry
after
about
you
that.
said blood clot at getting out of the pool.
It
But I mean,
happens.
it was so unbelievable, that scene, and it just kept going and going. And meanwhile, she's got, it looked like 4 quarts of oatmeal on the stove.
Well, and also
There was like
green
cream
beans.
of wheat, and then she had green beans. And that has got to be
Anthony's
ice
coming
cold
What
by
was
now.
the joke with Anthony that his boyfriend?
Oh, I don't know, but the boyfriend came in and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know this was a Jewish meal," because she says, "Get the challah out in 10 minutes."
I think he said like Jew meal or something like that. He said something maybe.
Oh, I thought he said,
mildly
"Is this
offensive.
a Jewish meal?" And they're like, "Oh, yes, it is." And then he goes,
Oh, and then he says the Holocaust wasn't real.
"Yeah, the Holocaust was a hoax or wasn't real." And then Mario Antone just screams, "Get out!"
Get out!
Like, did we need that? Well,
I don't know.
was
what
that
was.
necessary?
And also, it sounded like he was joking.
Yes. But it was just so out of left
So I feel
field.
like that's a joke I would say to you. I'd be like, the Holocaust was a hoax. But it's obviously a kid.
It was just so bizarre. It was unnecessary. It wasn't funny.
Holy shit.
What was it that? Okay, now we're at the painting thing.
Carrie's
And
wearing
Seema
heels.
is there.
I don't know what's more crazy is that you would wear heels to an event like this, or the fact that you just had hip surgery and you're wearing these heels.
Amanda, that was 7 weeks ago.
And just
Remember?
like that,
And just like
Amanda.
that. Yeah,
That is
totally
so
cool.
offensive to me as somebody who is experiencing chronic pain every day.
And white overalls. Like, you're not
Well,
an actual painter. And
Charlotte
also,
wears full white overalls too.
well,
Zip up.
of course,
they get
because then
paid
later...
off, it's a paid off joke. Yeah. Also, I thought that I thought that they were gonna have Charlotte be pregnant again, because in the restaurant
I did too.
she's like, it's so crazy because like I'm not even experiencing the symptoms you guys did with menopause, but I'm not getting my period. The only reason I didn't think that it was because they've mentioned 100 times that she's 55, but I was like,
Yeah, but I think
that.
that would have been a more intriguing storyline than what we got.
You can get pregnant in your
And that
50s,
would have
right?
been, if she's still having her period, yes, it's
Yeah,
possible.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
That would have been my first question as a friend. Or I just would have been like, oh my God, you're
sure
pregnant.
you're not pregnant though?
Yeah.
Like, have you?
Oh my God, you're not pregnant. Could you be pregnant? Especially because the last episode, we learned that she's still having sex with her husband.
Oh, all the time on the bathroom floor. Her knees must be fucking amazing.
Oh, I mean, well, I told you about my knee injury trying to step into my pants yesterday or the day before, and I shimmed up the door. I mean, the entire house shook when I kneed the door frame. So, about Seema, do you like her? Because there's something very
like her.
unlikable.
I like her. Yeah, I do.
Or something I just kind of...
I like that she smokes.
I don't know. There's just something, like, I don't trust her totally.
Well, she's a figment of Carrie's imagination, so.
Oh, yeah.
But we do see her meeting the professor.
No, Seema's real because she got introduced to... Didn't she introduce her to someone?
No, but that's like the joke in the group text is that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, she introduces her too. But also, wait, what was I going to say? Oh, as I was watching this scene unfold, I knew when the professor was meeting Seema. What's the professor's name?
Oh, I don't know.
It's like a 3-letter word or something. But anyway, they're meeting, and like the other girls walked away, and it was just these two women talking. And I knew in my head, I'm like, I guarantee you that the writers were like, let's have these two women of color, powerful women, talk to each other without any white women around. And lo and behold, on that podcast where the writer's room, they mentioned that they thought that was a really big deal to show on TV.
Oh,
Like,
just like when you have two white women talk.
Progressive.
Yeah, when two white women talk, that's really like, wow, it's a powerful moment.
Like, they're literally acting like this is 1964 and they're having a scene with two black women talking.
Oh, it's Naya, Dr. Naya
Okay.
Wallace. Okay. Oh, Dr. Naya Wallace's husband, the Lego hat while he's painting, really?
Just always. So they're splitting up into groups, and then Brady and Steve show up, and Steve's like, "Oh yeah, hey Miranda, I guess I'll take Carrie. He says Carrie really. The way he says Carrie, it sounds like there's marbles in his mouth, and I love it. So they're painting this room together, and he's
Did I ever tell you that Dave knows his dad? Or knew his dad before he died? Yeah.
David Eigenberg's?
Yeah.
Really?
His dad lived in Naperville. He was like a big golfer, and Dave saw him like almost every day.
Could he get David Eigenberg on the show?
He passed away.
David Eigenberg didn't.
His dad did.
Yeah, but can we maybe make a connection there?
Oh yeah.
Be like, hi, I knew your dad.
My husband knew your dad a long time ago before he died.
And we have a podcast where we just rag the shit out of your show that you're on.
Yeah.
But he wants to know that he's like, when did this start? Carrie's like, I don't know, Steve. I don't. Oh, she's wearing Big's wedding ring.
Great idea to have a loosey-goosey ring that you just have on your hand while you're going painting and just around the city. What the frick? Who does that?
Then she steps in the paint, and then she has to like wash off her shoe. She almost hopped on one foot to the bathroom. She's like,
I was waiting for her to hop.
Are you about
to
hop in your heels after
or how about
hip surgery?
How about, hear me out, you take the shoe off.
Yeah.
And you walk towards the sink.
Fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
So Steve says he's
drops
never taken his ring off.
the ring in the sink. He gets it out. And then it's all to just say, I'm never going to take it off. Because this commitment's for life.
Yeah, and which is almost, it's not gaslighting Carrie, but it's like Carrie's gaslighting herself through this because she's like, oh, I guess I shouldn't date then.
Yeah, but it's also saying, like, I thought he and Miranda had a conversation that they were getting a divorce.
Where he's like, I'm not going to chase you anymore. And where is she living? Is she living at home? Doesn't matter. I mean, that's fine.
She's getting cookies and going on the train, Amanda. Details, schmetails. I mean, doesn't matter.
God. So there's a little scene with Seema sitting outside. There's also this stupid ass plot line where like her and Carrie can't get into a fucking club.
Like maybe because you're wearing cocktail gowns to go to a dance club.
I also want to know. If you are a woman in your mid 50s and you even want to go, you want to do this?
Oh,
in New York, you had to take the subway and then walk a bunch.
I don't get it.
So she's sitting there, and the club owner pulls up. This guy was on an episode of Sex and the City.
Really?
Yes, but he's not like the same fucking character. Why?
They said the same thing about Seema's dad. That Seema's dad was on a previous episode, and he was someone else.
I'm sure
I know for sure. I heard that somewhere.
Like, I'm sure he played. I don't even want to know what character he played in the show at that point. It's like Indian cab driver. I can almost promise you is probably what it was. But this guy was on an episode, and the girl from the YouTube, the Real Housewives recap, she's the one that figured this out. But I knew that I recognized him, and if I just looked him up, I instantly would have known this. But it's an episode where she's dating Burger, and she takes him to Prada, and he's like the owner of the Prada store, and he's like, "Hi, Bradshaw, hello." Well, no, I'm doing like a German accent, but I think he's like French. But she says, "Oh, like, how's your wife?" And he goes, "Oh no, we broke up." And she goes, "Oh no." And he goes, "Yes, it's very tragic. Only thing more tragic is Jack Burger not wearing Prada." I'm doing the Bruno accent, but yeah, he's that. Why are you bringing back this guy?
The millions of actors there are in the world, and you choose the same guy that you already had on.
He just he was resubmitted for the show, and nobody figured that out.
Well, that's pretty fucking stupid then.
Wouldn't he be like, dumb. I was in another episode.
You'd think, or maybe that was his in. Maybe it's just like a networking
But it's not
thing.
a character you'd want to honor. And also, oh my god, now that I'm thinking of it, this is the episode where I think they go to, oh, this is a great episode too. They go to Smith's show in like Brooklyn, and it's this bullshit like actor, like this theater show where it's like hot, sweat, sweet, the wheat. It blew in the wind. It reminded me of you. And it was just like monologues like that. Anyway, they all go to this show in Brooklyn. Her and Burger get in a huge fight. And then at the end of the episode, Charlotte has been broken up with Harry at one point. And Carrie has set that Prada guy up with Charlotte. And then that storyline...
so he was more of a character.
But it never gets... You never hear from him again. It's the end of the episode. They're just like, hi.
Well, if they don't bring that around, then they're just fucking stupid.
But he's not the same person, though. He's not, it's a different character.
Yeah. Maybe he's been in New York longer, and he lost his accent. I don't know.
I mean, we never see him interact with... Yeah, maybe he moved on from Prada to owning a club.
Well, and let's be real. A club owner who sees beautiful young women all the time is going to be like, oh, who's this sexy 50-something over here? Smoking.
Well, I think it's less reasonable that she is the only thing in her head is finding a boyfriend, and this hot guy pulls up and is clearly hitting on her, and she's like, "Hi." She's acting like Anfisa with George.
There's just something. Maybe that's what I don't like about our character is just the aloofness, and I still think she's into Carrie because she's invited her to whatever art show, and in this latest episode, she's like, "Oh, do you want to go to the?" Or whatever it was. She invites her to something. She has 2 tickets, and she's like, there's a fireplace, the view. And she points at Carrie like, it has a great view. And she's like looking at her.
You can never tell with the show if it's the bad writing or if it's like...
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God, it's just so bad. Oh, and then Carrie leading the teacher on. Like, do you want to date him or do you not? You're being such a... God.
Imagine...
Oh, if you're the other way around? Or the other way around, a guy?
That, but showing up for you put on... I'm like, you could have made You would have been my favorite person in the world if you'd called me and canceled as I was getting ready.
I would have wanted to marry you if you canceled.
My sweatpants are pretty much on under my jeans, and I'm just ripping them off like a stripper.
Yeah. I just paid an Uber to come all the way fucking down here.
Like, I thought it would be... No, in this day and age, it's not more polite to meet in person.
For you to tell me that you're still into your husband and we're good.
And she could have made the phone call. And also, this could have been a text message. She's also lost his wife. If she was like, look, I'm just in a really dark place right now. Time. Yeah.
Right.
I can't, I would hate that person would be on my shit list.
Oh my God.
On my deathbed, I remember that.
Yeah.
That they made me get dressed up, pay an Uber to come out at 10 p.m. and then be broken up with on the street in front of a bunch of people.
Yep. And then get a text later. Are you up to do it again?
I would
think about if that were a guy, though. Honestly, think about if that were a guy that did that to you.
Also, Carrie gets dressed up.
I'd be like, I'm good. I'm really not looking to help someone through a hard time. I don't want a job right now. I think you should get a therapist. And then I wish you the best.
He's married to Terry Hatcher, I found out. That guy.
In real life? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, or he was. But he's good looking. I mean, next week is the finale. So, I mean, it's going to go balls to the wall.
Oh, wait, hold on a second.
This thing's going to be unhinged.
Lily is being a freaking drama queen in the porta potty because she can't find her tampon.
For any men who are listening to this doesn't.
This is not. Like this isn't a thing. And is this a thing that the string is up your butt?
Okay, well, I can see where that's the one thing I'm like, okay, well, that's at least where like the string will kind of just go into like the crevice, right? And then, but you find it immediately. It's right there.
I have never had a string that I've had to dig around by my butt ever.
Not in your butt, but it's like in what's that area called in between there? The chode? No, that's men. Like the grundle. No, what's the area called between your vagina and ass? Yeah, well, the tampon string has to go somewhere. I'd rather it be kind of like chilling.
Oh, yeah, I think there is a name for it. Perineum?
No, it's like funnier than that. I'm going to look it up.
The body part name is funnier.
The area between your vagina and butthole called?
Okay. I can't wait to see what kind of ads come up on your Facebook.
Of course you have that. No, but
because I think like some women like massage it with olive oil and shit before they have the baby. Taint. Oh, I thought that guys had a taint. I thought that was a male thing.
The small margin of skin between a woman's vagina and anus.
Oh, I didn't
While
know
I was
that.
doing her doggy style, I decided to flick her in the taint, and she loved it.
Ow!
That's the Urban Dictionary use of that word in a sentence.
Flick? Ow! That sounds really painful.
On a man, the area between the sack and the crack. On a woman, the area between the gynae and the hiney. And then
I hate all this.
The example here is, damn, my taint is sweaty. And then another example of use it in a sentence is, ain't the pussy or the asshole, it's the taint. That was written by Joe on December 11th, 2002. On Urban Dictionary.
Okay, I hate all of this so much.
Do you want to hear more examples of it used in a sentence?
No, I'm all good.
Let's go get some taint tonight.
Oh, sick. Okay. Let's go back to the paint.
Paint and taint.
In the porta potty trying to find her tampon. How big is her uterus or wherever this thing has gone? I don't get how she cannot find it. This is absolutely not
a thing that happens. You put your hand down there and you feel for
like I've heard of it where people are like, oh, I couldn't find my tampon, but then you find it.
Well, because there's those
like
OB
I've had it where the
tampons.
string is like kind of like shorter or it gets kind of curled up a little bit and then you just have to kind of yank it out. But I've never gotten like a tampon lost.
Are there stringless tampons? What am I thinking? Is OB a stringless tampon? No,
there's no
an
applicator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, she lost it and then she found it.
So, like, where was it?
But Charlotte seems like very nonplussed about this.
Wouldn't you be worried if Paige was like, I can't find... I'd be like, oh my God, you're going to get toxic shock syndrome. We need to take you in.
Yes, either take you in or do you want to like cover your face with a towel and we will never speak about this again?
Yeah,
and I
I'll
will
go
like
in there,
do what I
yes.
need to do. I don't want to do it, but it's up to you. Would you rather a medical professional or me? Or I'll try to talk you through it. Something. Here's a mirror. I don't know. But I wouldn't be like, oh, you're fine. Just keep looking for it by your butt crack, honey. Of any of the women who would be freaking out, it would be Charlotte.
Exactly. But anyway, Charlotte walks away and she is and Lily's like, Mom, I have something to tell you. Come back here, Mom. I have to tell you something. I'm like, just be like, Mom. Like,
yeah, you got your period.
You have your period.
Look. Yeah.
Yeah, look behind you.
I don't know why.
Yeah. So Carrie notices and she wraps a t-shirt.
No, first they scream her name so that everyone else around them would then also, you would think, look, like, oh, who are they calling towards? Yeah, wrap
Broad
something around
City
her.
did this so much better when they took that plane trip and Alana wore her period pants because she knew that no one would search her. Like if dogs, she had marijuana on her, but she's like, if the dogs come up to me, they'll think it's just because I'm wearing period pants.
Gross.
So there was like a period stain.
Yeah.
But Carrie wraps a t-shirt around Charlotte's waist. Can you imagine if a t-shirt could wrap her? Can you imagine if a long sleeve tee could wrap her?
Oh yeah. I mean, a long sleeve is all you see is like little wristies in the front.
Little sleeveys.
Yeah, little tiny sleeveys. I mean, that is really like pulling those sleeves taut. Get a double knot. Forget it.
And then you got to pull the t-shirt you're wearing kind of up and over it so that it's not skin tight.
Or you tie it like a little bit above your waistline and then just like shimmy it down a little bit.
I don't really have a waistline. I go straight down like a refrigerator. I would just put it right under my boobs like an empire waist.
Or how about just like stand behind her and be like, okay, we're walking. I'm going to hold my bag here. Okay, we're walking.
Yeah.
But it was like, and then they're both just like sharing their period story. She's like, oh, Miranda, I was giving a deposition once and they told me I had to turn around and look at my own ass. Like, can you tell me later after I get cleaned up?
She turned into Miranda for a second there. The way she read that. No. Cynthia Nixon was channeling actual Miranda at that moment. I was like, see, there you are. You're still in there somewhere.
Okay.
What else happens here? And just like that.
Yeah, and we never get really any Steve resolution. He's just gonna hold a flame for her.
If her and Steve get back together, because Che treats Miranda so horribly.
Yeah.
And then Miranda has the storyline where Che's calling her and she's like, no, I'm not going to answer. I just don't want to be so available. Which is another plot line exactly ripped out of Steve and Miranda, is that she doesn't want to date him because it's Carrie and Aiden. She's like, she's just too available. So this is just this, but this is not a healthy relationship when you're playing games like this. Really, I'm not going to answer the phone. Just like answer the fucking phone.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. We forgot one more thing. Carrie's neighbor coming up with her
not
like see-through. I mean, all I was looking at was nipples.
Yeah, of course.
She's got big, bold nipples. She might be pregnant because her areolas were like really dark.
Areola. She says she gives Carrie a gift and she's like, keep it on Instagram because if I don't sell my jewelry, I'm going to have to go back to modeling.
Yeah. She's like, oh, your ring's so pretty. Were you married? Is it like long distance or something? Yeah, this isn't natural conversation that people would have, right?
I don't need that downstairs neighbor to be a part of the show at all.
No.
Go away. Get out.
I think I was hoping the neighbor would have come upstairs and been like, did you break into my apartment and turn off my radio?
Yeah, I have a ring cam in there, a nanny cam. So.
She burgled her neighbor. She broke into her apartment, walked looked at mail.
Looked at stuff. Yeah.
That's a federal crime.
It's a felony.
And turned down the volume and then stared at you sleeping.
And was like, I couldn't help but wonder.
And just like that, I ended up in the cell next to Jennifer Shaw. Jesus.
All right, that's it for Just Like That. I mean, I can't wait for this week, though. It's gonna. I mean, they're gonna pull out all the stops here, dude. But if her and Steve get back together, I would be like, that was a good arc.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
Wouldn't you be like, okay, that was probably what would happen in this situation as she's having a little midlife crisis. She realizes that she does like
and just
other
like that,
genders.
I realized the grass isn't always greener.
Well, I think the grass is always greener.
No, she's going to go back to Steve.
Right. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out like what like logically makes the most sense in that sentence. But anyway, so I can't wait to fucking see what happens.
Yup.
They're gonna set shit up. But season 2 has been halted. But they have to have a season 2.
Oh, is it because of the Christopher Knopf?
Yes.
Which is stupid.
No,
he's dead. He's gone.
Dead. Like if he was
why
gonna
do
be
we
in
have to-
flashbacks, like just cut out the flashbacks.
Yeah, we're good. Carrie reminds us every episode that she's a widow.
Yeah, and like we can just throw in another zany Charlotte montage or something like that to cover that minute. All right, well,
Yeah.
great show.
All
Great
right, do you want to
episode.
talk a little 90 Day Fiance?
Yeah.
You
Do you not want
real
to?
thrilled. No, your face, you were like, yeah.
No, actually, right after this, after this, we're doing an episode of True Life. I have embarrassing parents, but also
With a
the
little
90 Day
cocktail. Little
With
Friday
a
afternoon cocktail.
90 Day Fiance, The Single Life has just dropped their reunion episode, and it looks like it's going to be pretty heated.
Oh, I can't get into that
At
show
one
at
point,
all.
I just watched like just the preview, like today on the part 1 of 17 parts of the tell-all.
Right.
But it's what's her name? Jennifer.
Oh, sure. Yep.
Tim. She says to Tim, like she's sitting with Jesse, and then Tim and Veronica are sitting there on the other TV, and she's like, "You are not even good enough to be called a pussy because you are just a little beach." And he's like, "Oh my god, somebody put a muzzle on her." It's very funny.
That's the best kind of comeback.
Sass. Yeah, he's like, "Oh my fucking god."
Ooh, good one.
All right. Also, just so you know, I'm on I have like 2 more episodes before the tell-all of season 4, which apparently is like one of the most classic seasons. It's the one where with Azan and Nicole, Azan.
Mm-hmm.
It is Azan. She just says it wrong, right?
I think it's actually like Asan,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
but it's just as in, yeah.
But then it's I was gonna call him Pablo. Chantel and Pedro.
Ugh, okay.
And Jorge, George, and Anfisa. All of their names are insane.
I
George
always
and
would
Anfisa-
say Jorge because that's what it looks like.
I think he's going by George. Just
George.
To, like assimilate himself more. George and Anfisa, who I love. She is the funniest fucking like. If I was still an actress, I would make a character based on her.
Uh-huh.
He's like, "Do you like my car?" And she's like, "No." And he's like, "Do you like our new apartment?" She's like, "No, it's okay."
When
And
I
he's
was
like-
in LA for that thing a couple of years ago, I met kind of like an acquaintance. Like she lived in the same apartment complex as Anfisa, and she knew them both. And she's like, "Yeah, Anfisa's totally exactly who you see her to be."
But that's what
It's
I
her.
like about her. I think
Yeah.
that she's the least fake
Well,
person
so she
on
said,
the
like, she's
show.
not like fake or lying. That's exactly who she is. She's not putting anything on. She did say like she
she's
was
so
sincerely
funny.
like she did love George until
I
she
think
figured
she
out that
does,
he
too.
lied and shit, and then she was like, no weirdo.
But I mean,
Which
it's
any
the
woman
funniest
should.
character, dude. But that and who else is on there? Oh, some guy from like who catfished this woman. He has like a weird name like Jaura or something like that, and like he said that he first catfished her, but then she did fall in love with him again, and then he said that he was going to Vietnam to study in school, and then he can't come now, and I have a feeling that's going to fizzle out.
I gotta see it. It's not ringing a bell, but I'm sure. once
And
see a
but I
face.
want to tell you about who else is wait, what is it? 90 Day Fiance. I like these seasons where it's not just the journey, because you do get to kind of know everyone here.
Yeah. Mark and Nikki.
No, but Ala and Matt.
Oh sure, yeah.
What's wrong with his teeth?
Nothing. I think he's just a simple man, smallish town, just wants
But
to
they're
find
still
love.
together,
They're still
right?
together. Yeah, and she had a daughter with him, I think.
They
Like
have
a
2
baby
kids.
girl.
I heard.
Well, she has her son. Oh, and then they had 2 together?
I think. And Fisa, Nicole.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like that other one's not going to go anywhere. Chantel and Pedro. Ala. Lowo. Narkia, whose fiance
yeah, they're
Lolo.
like on and off very quickly. There's no really resolution with it at all.
Okay,
Don't
so
even
they
worry
don't
about
know
it.
who we're- Okay,
Nope.
cool. But I mean, the Nicole and Asin thing, like I want to give you for TRP one of the Nicole and I think
A
the
classic.
episode where they're walking up unless we did that one. I know you assigned me one too. I feel like we might have done.
I mean,
It was like,
I
come on,
recapped
Maisie.
all of these back in the day, so yeah,
I need to get,
I know I've
I
seen
need
them
to
all.
talk Nicole and Asin. They're just they're the best. I think they're my favorite.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
well,
but here
can
we
we
go.
talk about Kim and Soja Boy?
Sure.
My God, Kim, have some self-respect, my woman.
She's like, I'm not gonna beg anymore. Cut to her begging the entire time.
I
What
know.
if-
God,
what if, like-
Kim.
What if a guy got in bed with you and was like, "We need to set up an entire pillow fort between us to sleep tonight"?
Well, I mean, Dave and I
I'd be
sleep
fine with
with my
that.
pillow fortress every night because I need to have a body pillow on each side because I sleep on my
Oh.
stomach/side.
Wow,
So when
I wish
I
I could
go
do
to
that.
the other side, I need to have something to swing my leg over. So we always have a pillow
yeah.
fortress. It
It's
just
great.
exists. It's part of our
Yeah.
it's part of our marriage now. It's part of
good.
the empire we have built with one another. And he fully accepts it. I mean, sometimes I will roll over and he's a little bit on my pillow fortress. And then I have to pretend that I'm sleeping and like kick his leg off with mine until I can
whoops,
resume the position. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why she even let herself get to this place where
I
he
know.
so clearly does not want to be with her. And I get it because I think all of us, probably when we were younger, like high school, college maybe, got to that place where you're like, well, I mean, he was like holding my hand and stuff. So like, obviously he's interested, but you're not seeing what everyone else is seeing.
when they're in the car and they're like kind of in a fight because he won't sleep in her room, and then he just goes Kim, 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 and she's like, "Oh, you're just so damn charming." Like, I would punch his lights out.
Kimberly. That's like their one inside joke.
Yeah, but then he's changed it to Kim now.
Uh-huh.
Like, what if you and Dave got
That's
in
a version
huge
of a
fight?
kid going, Mom, Mom, Mom,
Yeah.
Mom, Mom, Mom.
But this is also almost condescending. Is what if you and Dave got in a fight and then he was just like, Jody. I'm like imagining that happening right now.
Ugh. Like what? What? We're not talking.
No, that was cute. That was just their banter.
No. Jesus. It's painful to watch a woman who served our country bring herself to this point.
Is that it for them? It's pretty much it. He goes to her room because
Yeah,
I feel like
she
he's like,
wants
I
him
kinda
to look
have
like Michael Jackson with the hat.
She is way too obsessed with. Not a great one of all celebrities to kind of jump on the train.
I
Maybe
mean-
not that one.
Like when the Jackson 5 comes on my Apple Music playlist thing when
Yeah.
I'm doing laundry, I'm like, oh, am I allowed to be jamming to this?
No, I think that's the kind of thing where like you have to separate the artist from the
Sure.
crimes. The crimes.
Where they
So-
were though in Stonetown when they were in the evening, where they were like by the kebab stations and stuff. I was there, and that's the same. Well, we called it like the Taste of Zanzibar because it was like the most equivalent thing we could call it. That's where a bunch of us, when we were on our trip or whatever, we were with our teacher, and he was like in his 50s. There was a bunch of us young girls, and a guy came over and said, "Oh, you strong man like lion." Like he thought that we were his
About
harem.
you?
Yeah, it was like me and some of my other like travel / classmates, like with our teacher. We were just like sitting there having dinner.
I thought they went up to you and called you a strong man. Like,
No.
oh, you're a strong man.
I mean, I would have just jumped into the Indian Ocean at that point. Like, I'm done. Thanks. Anyway, and we're like, oh, isn't that so funny? We're young,
Okay,
hot
so
sister
that's pretty
wives.
much it for them. I mean, he knows that he kind of has to give her. It's going to be like this. Like he'll probably kiss her by the end of the season.
She better get that computer and the PlayStation.
The PlayStation.
Back. She's a fool if she doesn't take that thing back.
That was a hard PlayStation to get, apparently, too.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. It was like limited release.
I would have been like, it's staying in my room. You don't get to bring it to your room.
Yeah,
You have
yeah,
to
but
come play it here.
Also, there's probably nothing. I'd rather just be getting no sex than having to sit and watch someone
Yeah.
play video games.
And she's trying to be like the cool girl.
Yeah.
I'm like totally cool with it. Go play with your friends. Caleb and Elena. I mean, what do we do?
I think that they're going to finish out the season, I read. I think that they're just out of the tell-all. It said Elena has not been invited to the tell-all.
Okay, yeah, she's been officially fired because of her problematic posts. They're just a mess. They have to vet people better. And they were really annoying and uncomfortable to watch at this point. I was kind of fast-forwarding through most of their segments because it was just, I can't take it.
Do you think... But don't you think that it's at least like... I want to see I want to at least see
I don't,
conclusion.
because he clearly has no interest in her, is not attracted to her at all. So whatever he says is all bullshit because he doesn't like her in that way.
Like, I can almost picture him, like, gargling with bleach every morning.
Oh, he's closing his eyes just trying to pretend it's not her. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And she's starting to play it up and believe it somewhat. And Elijah's drinking up the tea, girlfriend. What did he say when they were drinking tea?
Yeah, like, what's the tea? Give it some tea, you bitch.
I wrote it.
Bitch. I fucking hate him.
Oh. Okay, so Gino and Jasmine. She's a psychopath.
Yo, no. Like,
she's crazy.
Sure.
She's going to kill Gino and everyone he loves.
What happens between them this year? I mean, I watched this.
She has her divorce party, and she has the stripper who, I mean, this is just repeating what everyone is saying. She would have murdered him on the spot if it were the other way around.
I actually kind of agree with Gino this whole episode, where he wasn't mad, but he's like, why would you show me this? But this is obviously so much for the cameras.
Right, exactly. And maybe part of him knows that.
And, like, I can't imagine, like, wanting this, a stripper. Because the guy's, like, smelly-ass dick is in your face. Like, right at your nose.
And you know he smells like Axe body spray.
Yeah, like, and then ball sweat.
Ew, you think so?
Well, I mean, it's a man's
especially, like,
penis. He's not fresh out of the shower. He had a commute. He was wearing a little costume.
Oh, I mean, that alone is enough to just, nope, that's not attractive at all. Yeah, I don't get the male stripper thing. It just doesn't do it for me.
Not into it. I can see how men would like a male stripper, like gay men, because they're a little. I feel like they're supposed to feel like they're a little more horned up than we are.
It's just a little cheesy.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
Because it's always like a fireman, construction worker. It's almost like he made his boys dressing up. Yeah, exactly. It's like, ooh, I don't know if I like this much. Okay, so Memphis and Hamza.
Sexy
Memphis,
baby.
What? Yeah, she took a big shit.
Who did we compare him to? Oh, Borat.
Yeah.
Remember that? We did an LEG episode yesterday.
He's like a hotter Borat.
Yeah, he is.
A sexy baby Borat.
It's like, I like wine.
I drink wine. Special people. Yes, wine.
She is my sister. We pretend to be husband and wife. I can almost see him and his sister taking pictures like that because he just doesn't know any better.
Mm-hmm. What did they get in a fight about this time?
I don't know. She's already pooped, so...
They go to the hotel, like the nice hotel that he got.
Yeah, and then he has his friend who... Can you imagine getting called and being like, can you drive me a 4-hour round trip right now?
I was just going to say this. And she was like a bitch to the friend.
Yeah, she's like, you left your license? And he's like, And he's like, it'll be 5 minutes.
Okay, granted, it was like 2 hours, but...
Well, when somebody says 5 minutes, it's going to be 2 hours.
Yeah. But when they get to the hotel, she's just like, oh, thanks for driving us. The entire time, I'd be like, we're not speaking. Like, how do you want me to behave back here? Do you want me to keep conversation going? Do you want me to just shut up, be quiet?
Yeah.
Hamza, why don't you sit up front? But I guess you have a camera crew there. You can't. But she was just such a bitch.
Yeah, and I don't understand what the problem is here. Because, like, even if you left... Like, what time are they leaving? Like, the embassy's gonna be closed at a certain point. Why? And you already had a hotel lined up. So wasn't the plan already to just get the hotel? And she says something like, I'm nervous that now we're just not even gonna go. Like, why would you not go? You're making this trip to go to the embassy. Just go in the morning. That's what you have a hotel for.
Maybe she didn't want to spend the money getting there earlier. They couldn't get a ride there earlier.
I don't know.
Because Hamza was supposed to set it up.
Well, his plan was to take the bus, which I would not want to do either.
No, I wouldn't want to do it either.
Fuck no.
But she's upset because she's like, if we cannot get married here on this trip, then I don't want to carry on the relationship if I go back. And then he's like, you like Hamza? Or you like marriage?
Which I get what he was saying there, but he just, the verbiage does not help.
You love Hamza? Or you love marriage?
She's like, I love both.
Yeah, I don't think Memphis realizes that Hamza is a bigger catch than she thinks he is, you know?
Yeah, well, yeah, he could definitely find someone.
Yeah, I don't think she thinks he can, but he can. I mean,
Yeah,
he's sexy baby.
Yeah, he's sexy baby. And she's big boob, what is it? Big boob.
Big boob, long poop?
No, what does he call her? Doesn't he call her, like, big breast, big boobies?
He was like Memphis big boobies.
Big titty. Yeah, she's Memphis big boobies and he's sexy baby.
I mean, this isn't going to last. If she thinks Hamza's going to come here at 26 years old and just start, you know, working a 9 to 5 to provide for the family, girl.
I don't even see him getting to America, honestly, because I think he really does love his family so much. And
yeah, I think so too. I think he could find a great woman there in Tunisia and live a very happy life. Yeah. He's not going to be happy with Memphis. I'm kind of on Hamza's mom's side here.
By the way, are you... I didn't know that this was a rumor, but I'm sure this is like the oldest news ever, but like that the speculation is that Azin's gay.
Oh, I've always kind of felt maybe he was like bi or something. I can see
that, actually, yeah. And I'm loving Azin. He's like... He can do like no wrong for me, actually. I actually don't think anything he says is really that bad.
Well, he can't stand her, but I mean, he's leading her on.
I think that he loves her to a point, like, just like Angela and Michael, where, like, you've spent so much time with somebody that you grow to love them. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Okay, that's too much Azin and Nicole. We'll talk about them some more. Okay, Mike and Jimena. Where do you fall on this?
What happened? Run down the plot
okay,
here
so
for today.
Oh, okay. So remember last time her traveling Sisterhood of the Traveling Mole, her mole that was changing cheek to cheek.
Of course, yeah.
He laid on top of her and farted, and he burps, and she thinks he's disgusting.
And he says, like, I wish that she could accept me for my burps and farts. It's been 2 days. That's like a year-long thing
too soon.
Before you fart. But
while he's laying on top of her, like making out with her, farts. At least like, be like, oh, sorry.
But how do you not control that? I've never accidentally let out a fart as much as you fucking think that. Other than that one time in 7th grade. I regretted it every day of my life since. But I think reality, a 90-Day Fiance cray cray pointed this out, but just that she's got the icks for him. Yeah. The thing where it's like, no matter what he does,
I was going to say at this point, even if he changes, she can't.
She can't get it up for him. Like it's a mole situation.
Yes.
It's
if there's something there, sometimes
whistling to Hotel California the whole way home.
Yeah, once it's there, you cannot help it.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I remember in college, I thought this one guy. God, I can't remember his name for the life of me. But I totally thought he was like super cute. I'm like, oh, he's kind of got like a Paul Rudd sort of thing. Not my type at all. But he was super nice. And then one day he showed up to class and he had on like forest green jeans. And he was like paying a little bit too much attention to me. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like there must be something wrong with him if he's like
more a you thing.
Being nice. But it was the green jeans. And I was like,
that would bother me.
Ooh. I think he had to see him.
Yeah, I probably had to see the shade of the green.
And I couldn't get past the green jeans of it all.
And then it was like, but it was not farting and burping. And also, it's Mike doing it. Oh. Like, I don't want, like, if any guy's going to fart in front of me, Mike might be the last person.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who I'd rather. A Gino fart? No, a Gino fart would be gross.
Yeah, but I think Gino would be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like Gino is actually, he would be like going into the closet or the bathroom to fart.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too much. And the burp was the first night in front of her parents. And the thing is, he doesn't even go like, oh, excuse me. He's just like, te amo.
There's a really funny episode of a little show called Love, but it's like the first time I think he gets stuck with her. Like, it's the first night they're in lockdown because there's like a serial killer outside or something. Mm-hmm. So they have to spend like 2 full days together. And when she leaves the apartment, it's all cute. And it's like, okay, I'll see you later. I'm going to go home and change and then I'll be back. And then right when she leaves and the door closes, he just like leans against the wall and lets out this long ass fart. But it's so true though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I don't know the first time I farted in front of Dave because I know for sure I blocked it out of my memory, but it wouldn't have been for a long time.
No. I'm surprised to hear you even fart.
You've never heard me fart.
I said I'm surprised to hear that you even fart at all. That your body even farts.
It's not often, and when I do, it smells like harvest peach. It smells like harvest peach.
I would say that I fart 300 times a day.
Shut up. That's not even possible.
Certainly overnight. Yeah. I fart a lot.
Well, you should jar them like Stephanie.
I should. I ate a lot of eggs.
Oh, gross. Ew,
turned off
they're
enough
sulfury
people.
smelling, disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm on Jimena's side here, and she is no saint.
No.
But listen, if she likes a bad boy, you can't help it. If that is your type, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
That's her type. She's not into Mike. She was hoping she could kind of, I don't know.
Well, she even kind of says, like, I can't, even if he changes, I can't forget about the farts.
No.
Like,
he was laying on top of her and gross. And the fact that he's being such a slob, throwing his shit around, that's gross right off the bat, too.
But also, the one thing I'll say that sucks is that she fucking pointed this out on national television.
Yeah.
But he's also farting on national television.
And he's also leaving his dirty clothes and ripped up underwear. Those were shredded. Did you see them?
I didn't see. I must have looked away.
They were shredded. They're right on the floor. You know the camera crew is in there. Do what every woman does when you go to the gynecologist. You tuck your underwear and bra under your clothes as if you don't even wear them. You hide that shit away.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Is there another couple? I feel like there's one more.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 more. So we have
There's
Ella
2
and
more?
Johnny.
Fuck. Yeah, he's not coming to America.
No.
This is going to peter out, yeah. Sorry.
She meets with her friends, and it's always that weird eating scene when they're like, this is how I eat food. I eat a sandwich with 2 hens.
Or they're just constantly cutting their salad with a knife and a fork.
And then when they do a fork full of salad, they follow it up with a hand like, ooh, too big a bite, ooh.
But when if we went out to eat, I would naturally, every time I take a bite, cover my mouth as I'm chewing. Wouldn't you naturally do that?
Yeah, probably. I mean, not with like my family and stuff, but
oh really?
If
I think
were
I just naturally do that. Well, I mean, we've shared a milkshake, so at this point,
we're on a comfort level. A vanilla milkshake. Peak of COVID.
The biggest vanilla milkshake.
We're talking about the 1 chip challenge we did. I mean, that was a life or death situation.
You can find it on our Love to Hate Everything, Love to Hate TV Facebook page. Just come and join us. But
if it wasn't going to be the 1 chip thing that killed us, it was going to be COVID. So it was one or the other at that point.
Yeah. But also, I just remember the funniest part is that Paige and Charlie and Dave went out to Portillo's. And they came back, and then you got really mad at me because I wasn't hungry. You got like pissed at me, but I was so stressed out from the road trip. It's not like
it was like the best hot dogs ever.
I know, and I actually thought about that I have thought about that hot dog often.
Well, good. I'm glad you did. I want you to think about it real hard.
I hate you. So they come back in and they like give us our hot dogs, and then Paige just hands us this extra large milkshake, and both of us were like, what is this?
What do we want to do?
I just thought you'd want a milkshake. We're like, well, we don't want it.
Vanilla.
A vanilla milkshake.
Yeah, we're
one.
Like, thanks.
Between the 2, we're going to share this or something?
Angela with the rose, Renee Bernard. What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we were screaming, get the milk! Just get the fucking milkshake! 2 spoons!
I think we drank a gallon of milk between the 2 of us.
Didn't someone like broke a glass in the...
Someone did break a glass. It was chaos. The whole thing was
hurry to get a spoon
chaos.
and straws.
Yeah.
Anyway, no idea where we were going here, but Ella and Johnny. Yeah, that's not going to happen, honey.
Yeah.
Find someone here and stop being so hard on yourself. And I know this is coming from me, who, I mean, I would go on the show with just like a bag over my head. I would not want to be seen. But Ella is pretty. I think she's got a job. She has
looks like someone I figured out
passions for things.
Yeah.
Go to a Comic-Con or your anime convention and find someone else who's into
That
your
is
thing.
true, actually. Like, she has a specific niche.
Yeah.
That, like, she could find other people like her.
Exactly. Yeah, I think she could find someone here and stop ripping on herself because she is not, like, so ginormous like
I feel
Tammy
like she's
from...
fit big. Like, she's big,
just
but, like,
work
fit.
on it. If it's going to make you feel better, work on it and stop ripping on yourself. But find someone here.
God, I wish that there was like a con for like reality TV where I could go and meet them.
There was that BravoCon thing, but that was too like bougie, and then it just got stupid.
And actually, just as I was saying that, I was imagining meeting a guy and then like going on dates and having him come to my house, and I was like, that all sounds
Well,
awful.
and what kind of guys are you going to find at a reality TV convention?
Gay.
No, I was going to say
Gay men. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Ben and Mahogany. Did we
Ben
see
and
them this
Mahogany?
episode?
Oh. Yeah, he's at the airport, and then she texts him not to come because her parents don't trust him. And he's like, "Well, I'm getting on the plane. I just hope she's there." So next episode is definitely going to be him waiting at the airport for like 3 hours. Is that her? Oh no, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not.
And he's also wearing like a black on black on black suit.
Yeah, I actually thought that was kind of sweet. I mean, I would never travel in that, but I thought
all the way down to Peru from Michigan.
Dude, I'm wearing pajamas.
The level of, swamp ass, stinky underwear sock situation. Gross.
Mm-mm.
Just go to the hotel, change into, I don't know, a Tommy Bahama something.
Yeah,
and then
that's
go
the reason
find
to go.
your woman, Ben. Go to church first. Pray a little bit.
Do you think she'll meet him? I feel like she will.
I think producers will convince her.
Yeah.
It'll have to be like a Catfish, Neve, and Max situation. And then she won't be as filtered as her photos.
His son drives him to the airport. He's like, "Well, bye." He's genuinely like, "Okay, Dad, well, I care about you. I just want you to know." It's like as if they're never going to see each other again. And I think his son thinks actually they might not. Like, I hope you don't end up with your kidneys missing or something like that.
Oh, don't worry. She knows Jesus just like I do. It's going to be fine.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
My God. All right, guys. Well,
that's it.
Just a little episode for you.
We have another
So
episode
we're going to go
right
make
now.
a cocktail. And we're going to
Yeah.
talk about some crazy-ass, true-life, embarrassing parents. And we'll be back next week. Stay tuned. Check the show notes for all the links and what's coming up.
And just like that finale next week, I cannot wait.
And it's going to be a good one because they're all adults.
Bye-bye.